people. So today is day 3 at this gorgeous job. We were here for the first, and we had my fabulous crew here was cleaning and organizing. We missed the second day we were here, but we didn't catch it all. And now we're here for the aftermath. So I'm gonna drag you around in here. You're gonna see all the goodness that we have created. It's just getting to be perfecto. So follow me around and look at how good all of this is. So I'm cleaning off the edges of the pots, and I'm extra watering because some stuff is so dirty it needs a little extra love and a little extra agua. Look at that, come here, do you see this on the Wandering Jew? That's filled with like eggs and stuff. That's where I give it a big blast of water. I try not to use poison if I don't have to. I rinse off these leaves and we pray. Okay, so here we are, we're back here. This wall has been such a pain in the butt because it started one way, we tried it 2 other ways, nothing worked, and now we are back to gorgeous and clean, which is just where it belongs. So I'm saying it and I'll keep saying it again. Vertical gardening, it's its own animal. It's not something you just slap up and work with. It is something that needs to have so much thinking before you plant those seeds. They need lots of extra help. It is not an easy thing. It looks fabulous. You should go to the Huntington and see it as opposed to doing it yourself because it is a full-time flipping job. But we're back to ground zero here. And now here we are 2.5 years later with a clean wall and so much hope and potential. Okay, so this bed is finished and fabulous. We took out the Heliochrysum, which is licorice that was here and all in here. There was no saving it. So either you cut it early and keep it clean or you yank it. We yanked it. The rest is beautiful. Some of them look a little bit bally, but in time they'll start stretching out. They'll start moving back. I love this bed. I'm proud of this bed. There's so much texture and color and goodness in here. Staked trees are so important. They bring it all together. 2 important things when you're staking a tree. First of all, clear tape. Clear tape is important because it's usually green and ugly. Second thing is you find the middle branches and you stake those up, but you leave a few out hanging so you cover, the area. This one could still use a little bit of a haircut, but I'm just gonna show you. Can I get up here? And if I were to pull this one a little forward like so, it makes it a little bit smoother. We should trim some of those up at the tip top because they're too tall. This one especially. So I'll have to come back and do that when I can. But it's staked, it's locked and loaded. And on both ends, we bookend those silver sheens. Yeah, I feel really nice. Everything in here is starting to get blooms on it, get flowers with it. It just feels like it's happy. It's so happy it can breathe. It's grateful that we lifted off so much weight on many of these plants. And they're all starting to get a nice hangover. How happy are we? Very. Look at how much is blooming here. The Veronica, also known as Hebe. Hebe is growing. And then this gorgeous Mandevilla is starting to get all up in here. Everything is giving. We fed, we watered, they're happy. Dreamy. Dreamy. And look at this one. Look at how gorgeous this euphorbia is. Poison and perfect. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be in all this living color. This is called in living color. Look at how lovely that is. The bloom is kind of insignificant, but it's really nice on there. It's so good. Look at the size of this beast. It looks like a big old, what do you call those things that have the big horn in the middle? Rhino. So everything is coming along and everything's happy and everything's clean, and day 3 feels like day 1. New beginnings, people, new beginnings. And it is a new moon of Gemini, so here we are with all kinds of newbie. That's all that you'd really need to know, new beginnings. It's a really good time to start new projects and to have a different attitude to start all over. And here we are, different attitudes to start all over, right here. And we made it a tree, and it is a tree. And it looks so much better in here. This is already coming to stand back up, the Heliochrysum under here. But this is gonna get some blooms. It'll be fabulous. There is literally 50 shades of orange, purple, and green in this garden. And it feels so good because, as I always say, it's not too flowery. It's more about leaves and textures than it is about flowers. Some of the flowers looking a bit crusty. Pots do that. If pots are in here for too long, like this one is already like on probably year 2.5, it needs some love, especially flowering plants. I feel like leafy plants can stay in a container longer than flowering plants can. My hairdo's happy as ever. Starting to flower. The mohawk is starting to flower. Yep, this salvia is all starting to flower too. I mean, literally 3 days after a giant haircut, either it's fabulous or some of it. This pot too, I think this pot is done. I think there is no salvaging this carex grass. I feel like it's just finished. So as their resident gardener, my next project will be going through her pots and taking out the ones that there's no hope for. Hospice. So we pulled out this penstemon, and it looks dead before it looks alive, and it is now coming back. I can see it standing up, and I can see a bunch of dead on it. So we're gonna cut off the dead, but we're gonna wait until it really has like 2 weeks.
You gotta cut off the dead?
Yeah, so I'm gonna cut off the dead. The thing about transplanting things is you don't wanna cut them off too soon. You need a minute to get it firmly planted in the ground, and then you can start trimming it up. So we're gonna give that penstemon a minute, and then we'll let it be. So we put in a king palm, which I'm sure will make it, but looks a little bit sad. I know it's gonna make it because I see a new frond coming up, but I see a lot of crusty on this one. So it's gonna take a bit of a beating, but it'll do it too. Yeah, everything looks happy in here. Absolutely. This they cut into a ball, and I wanted to just barf on them again, but it's already all starting to hang and look different. So these beautiful Durantas, yellow and green Durantas, they're kind of rare for Duranta. We have another one here, which we'll show you, but not yellow and green, just a normal one. But these we let them grow, and they were fabulous. And before I could say anything to the gardener that wasn't part of my crew, he balled them. So it set us back a little. Nothing's the end of the world, but we are going to arch these. We're looking for an arch. I found a few on my Amazon page. You'll be able to see them there under Garden Works. But, and we're gonna use that in here. And it'll bring together our whole vibe. It'll look, Buddha will be under there being so happy in his little, what's that called again, where you make something and you honor people and you do a what's it called when you build something for your, put a bunch of candles and a statue and some pictures. Come on. It's like an homage. Shit skis. Wait.
No, not that.
No, shit stains.
Not
But
that either.
no, not a sacrifice. I feel like that. What's the word?
Shrine.
A shrine for shit's sake. A shrine for Buddha. With water, all the elements are around Buddha. Wind, wood, water, and air. We put some echinacea in this garden. That was new because most of this is not flowering. Most of this is greens. And we're working our way straight over to our potager. So I'm gonna walk out over here gracefully. I'm not gonna do that. Ugh. Graceful. The sages. So here we have it in purple, and this is kind of a rare sight. I never have really seen too much of this white sage. And it's different than the white sage that you use when you're saging a house. This is a different flowering sage, but the purples look so pretty next to the white. Okay, so here is where we started our potager. Okay, we're on day 3. We had our first day of clean, our second day everybody set me up, and now we are here after we have placed all of our plants in our potager and things are starting to actually take. So come look at all this goodness. We started here with the pot. In this pot, we put some stinky rue. Ew, rue, ooh, rue. Stinkeroo, which it is, but it's so good. A tomato and some nasturtium. This is nasturtium being eaten by bugs, but it's still there. It flowers, so this is edible, and you can put it on salads because the flowers are gorgeous from here. We just don't see any yet. This is a tomato, which on its way, where there's flowers, there's fruit. The next move has to be a cage because I can see that this tomato will need a cage so it's not growing in everything. We'll do that. Here we go with this messiness because of this japonica is dripping all over these. But we got all kinds of good stuff in here. So like I said, I mixed taste, smell, and flower. Some basil that's getting eaten to pieces. Some sages, some parsley. Look at this fatty fats. Strawberry, can you see her right in there? She's a beauty. If it wasn't the only one, I'd be eating it because it's so lovely. And this is some oregano. Back in here, we got some lemon balm.
Oh, it smells good.
I know, no, lemon balm. Take a whiff of this one. Delish. The poppy is a really lovely flower that fits in any potager. This one is not, it's working, but it doesn't look beautiful. Here we got our little moldy strawberries. This is what look at these babies. If they sit in dirt though, they get that. They won't work until they get long enough to make it off. Look at this guy. Oh my God, he's a mini beauty. The reason people use strawberry pots is because if you let strawberries sit in dirt, moldy oldies. Oh, hi Tootsie. Hello, Tootsie. Hello, little Tootsie. Oh, look at this mold ball. Shizzle, I'm cutting that one out. That is a strawberry gone rogue. No one's eating that. Put that into the can. Even the baby lavenders, everything's a little Tootsie in here. The oregano, you just have to put your hand over oregano to get a whiff. And then mint. One's mint and one's lemon balm. They look like first cousins, but they're not.
Nice.
And we put a drip in here too. It's a little bit wet, but we have to adjust that. The goal here is to be able to eat out of this garden and to season your food out of this garden and to bring in flowers into your home out of this garden. And she can do all 3 of those things easily. And then she can sit out here and do nothing at all and still have everything right here. But she really wanted a few good herbs. So she gave me a list, and I said, save the things you really use the most, because in these beds you don't have a lot of room. So in order to, you might as well use things you really want to use. She loved strawberries, she wanted basil, and she wanted rosemary and thyme. She got it all. Plus, I added some of the other things just to give her a story. Like, nobody really is eating lemon verbena, but it smells so good, and you can just take a piece with you. Walk around the garden as you're looking at your leaves, taking deep breaths of goodness. I literally, if I could stick this in there, I would. This is delicious. All in all, I'd say out of 1 to 100, 110. I really want to take this moment to show my gratitude on how many lovely people reach out to me and tell me that they like what they see. So I want to make sure that all of you people know you can totally reach out to me. Send me pictures in your garden. Ask any questions you want. If you like what you see, please love, listen, learn, subscribe, and follow. If you want to see more, let me know that too. Mi casa es su casa. Mi garden es your garden. So let me know. I'm here. I'm here for the asking. Thank you so much for being part of my world, because we all know life is a garden and we all are gardeners. Let's plant the seeds. Let's set the intention. Peace out, people. Thank you so much. But I love the way they look. I love the way they move. Love and peace.